today we are joined by another very special guest, Lexington's very own and Carolina star catcher, Lexi Winters.
It's literally a dream. I've said it in like the show that we did on Gamecock Plus and everything. If you would have told me a year ago, well, I guess not a year ago, but like 2 or 3 years
Right.
ago when I was going to Charlotte, that I was gonna end my career here, I would have just laughed in your face. It's I didn't change my swing at all. I didn't change anything catching, no physical stuff changed, except maybe minor tweaks here and there that's kind of expected, but majority of it was mental.
Being a catcher, to make the analogy, it's like you guys are the point guards of softball. You guys have to see everything.
I'd say yes, but I have no idea about basketball. So I have no idea what a point guard does. It's really hard. You're not gonna get a lot of credit ever. Is this really something that you wanna do?
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Coop, the show that celebrates the past and present sung and unsung legends of USC athletics. I'm your host, Olivia Thompson, and today we are joined by another very special guest, Lexington's very own and Carolina star catcher, Lexi Winters. Welcome to the show, girl.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Man, you're going into your last year. Mm-hmm. How does it feel to be ending your career at the very school you grew up cheering for?
Oh my gosh, it's literally a dream. I've said it in the show that we did on Gamecock Plus and everything. If you would have told me a year ago, well, I guess not a year ago, but 2 or 3 years
Right.
ago when I was going to Charlotte, that I was gonna end my career here, I would have just laughed in your face.
Mm-hmm.
I'm that ship sailed. We're
Right.
fine. I'm moving on, and then it all just fell the way that I had wanted it to. So I guess it's just a dream come true.
Right. I mean, I'm a firm believer in if something's meant to be, it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter what you see coming for yourself to begin with, you didn't think going to Charlotte that anything like this would have happened.
Oh my gosh,
but
no.
I mean, yeah, your reality can just change overnight. So that's pretty awesome.
With committing to Charlotte, I knew I had to make a decision all through the recruiting process, because I'm sure you went through similar stuff of talking with schools and coaches
Mm-hmm.
and making financial decisions, making school decisions for your school.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had to kind of look at what I had laid out on the table, and Charlotte was the best in that moment. And I never planned on leaving Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to finish everything there, play all 4 years there, and then hope to move forward with the coaching staff and all that there.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, no, I had no expectations or desires to leave.
It's crazy. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I'm had a similar situation to you. Before I committed to South Carolina, I was on track to go to Lenoir-Rhyne.
Yep.
And I was, the day before I was about to go up there to sign the papers to commit, Coach Staley called my mom and offered me a preferred walk-on spot. And it's just what? Mm-hmm. Your whole life can just change just like that. And I mean, I didn't even care that I wasn't on scholarship. This is my dream school.
Yeah.
You can see pictures of me at 4 with Carolina stuff on.
My gosh, yeah.
This is where I'm going. So
especially from where we both have grown up.
Right.
That's just the school.
Absolutely.
You go to all the football games growing up. You watch all the games on TV in every sport, not just football, but all the sports. And there's so many pictures of me on the softball field,
mm-hmm.
or going to football games, and we'd go to basketball games as a family vacation trip thing. When my family would come down from New Jersey, we'd all buy tickets and go to the game. So it's I don't know, it's just been around the family for so long, and it's just actually coming true is
yeah, I
amazing.
bet it feels awesome.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, and I can't wait to talk more about your journey, but softball aside, how has your summer been?
It's been a lot of relaxing.
Good, you deserve it.
I really haven't done that much. I've given lessons. I give lessons on the side, during the summer,
Cool.
just to make some sort of income.
How long you been doing that?
Since my freshman year. So
That's
right
awesome.
before I went to Charlotte, I did a couple here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But after I came back from Charlotte, a few more started to add on, and then now obviously University of South Carolina player giving lessons in this area. Oh my gosh, everyone's signing up. So it's getting money from the camps that we run at USC, so we get to represent the school and everything, and then this on the side, it's also just helpful for me to have it.
Definitely. Has coaching been something that you've considered going into once you graduate?
Honestly, no.
Yeah.
And
I don't blame you.
No.
I really don't.
Everyone asks, like, you want to be a college coach? I'm like, no.
No.
Like, I really don't.
So much pressure. It's crazy.
And I feel like your whole, like, just seeing the way, like, Coach Ash and Coach Katie and Jody and Zach and even Cass and just how their whole lives are, like, consumed, I guess, but, like, they're willingly doing that. So, like, that's what they want to do. I don't know if that's, like, my primary goal. Yeah. So, I mean, if it comes my way and it's, like, the perfect situation and I'm not planning for it to happen and it comes right at my feet, then it'd be hard to turn something down like that.
Right.
But that's not, like, my end goal at all.
Yeah. I really don't blame you. I mean, it is a lot of responsibility. You have a lot of eyes on you. You have a lot of people depending on you. Yeah. But honestly, you do something your whole entire life. Sometimes you just need a little break. And I mean, your schedule is so demanding that it makes sense that's something that you're not really ready to jump right into. And like you said, if the opportunity arises later down the line, that's one thing.
Oh, for sure.
But
it's like, even I think about it all the time, like coming back to USC or like coming back to Columbia. Like, I didn't expect for it. I wasn't planning on that to happen, but it panned out that way. So, I mean, I guess I just can't be too controlling of, like, what I'm trying to plan for my life, because some of the best things that have happened, like, I had no hand in it at all.
Right.
So I think, I don't know, just trying to put it in God's hands, let him guide me, and then it'll work out the way it needs to.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's a good mindset to have.
Yeah.
Now, approaching your final season at South Carolina, what are some aspects of your game that you wanted to work on going into this year?
I think there's always room for improvement in hitting and, like, offense.
That's a lot coming from you, because you're a solid hitter. My God.
Well, it's not how it's always been. And, like, I have enough, like, I don't know, what's the word I'm thinking of? Like, I can, like, see it in myself. Like, I have enough
self-awareness.
Yeah, self-awareness. Okay. Like, I have enough self-awareness of how I was at Charlotte my first 2 years and then how I was last year. I mean, like, my batting average jumped, like, 100 points, which is a lot for, like, the softball, baseball world. And I had normal amount of home runs, nothing crazy. And then, like, a good amount of doubles and walks and just base hits, a high RBI, all the stuff, on-base percentage. Like, all of it was skyrocketed compared to my freshman and sophomore year. And I think it was honestly just because of, like, my mindset.
Right.
I didn't change anything physically.
Yeah.
It's the same swing that I've had since I was, like, 8, 9 years old, so it doesn't really change physically. But I think just continuing to improve on, like, my mental side of the game to help me separate between defense and offense, because a lot goes on defensively. So kind of having my moment in the dugout to reset, to go back for offense or to go up to the plate or whatever. But I mean, that, and I think just being a bigger presence, like, behind the plate. I mean, you can always want to be a bigger presence.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's really...
Yeah.
And just to be a good leader for the team, too.
Definitely. And, I mean, that's something I wanted to talk to you about, too. And 9 times out of 10, when I ask people that question, what they want to improve in their game going into the next season, it's always mental. 9 times out of 10, it's, like, becoming more confident, just working on my mental toughness, et cetera, et cetera. These are, like, some of the best athletes in the country. Yeah. But sharpening your mental is where you sharpen the physical.
Oh, so for sure.
That, yeah.
Because it's like, I didn't change my swing at all.
Right.
I didn't change anything catching, like, no physical stuff changed, except maybe, like, minor tweaks here and there that's, like, kind of expected. But majority of it was mental. And I think coming home, like, being closer to my family, being a little bit happier, being able to be more joyful and grateful for, like, the sport in general, kind of, like, let me loosen up the reins on, like, the other sides of the sport. So I think it all just kind of came together.
Right.
But no, it was amazing.
Yeah, definitely. And when I had May on and I got to talk to Coach Ash at that event we went to, they both said that you're one of the best catchers they've ever seen and the best leader they've ever had. Has your leadership ability, has that just been natural for you, or is that something that's had to grow with you throughout time?
Oh my gosh, it had to grow. I mean, it was, like, there, I think, of, like, understanding it, like, what it really means. Because, I mean, I've been catching since I was 7. So, like, when I first started, like, actually playing softball. So I've caught my entire softball career. And my first ever catching coach, she's actually an alum. I could not tell you what year she graduated. But she's been my catching coach, Carrie Lyons, since I was 7 up until I went to Charlotte. And she like always said, like, you got to be loud, you have to address the field, and like you could do that when you're younger, but as I got older, it got a little bit harder here and there, but then I was able to figure it out. But then when I went to Charlotte, it was very difficult for me, I guess.
Right. Well, because you started as a freshman.
Yeah.
Like that, you gotta catch on fast, and you gotta have that presence at a very young age.
Yeah, and I mean, it was just hard because I was stepping into a field full of upperclassmen.
Right.
People with a lot more experience than I could have even thought of having. So I think, I don't know, my first 2 years definitely prepared me for last year, and then obviously last year's preparing me even more for next year. But no, it comes naturally, but like being able to truly use it the right way, I think is kind of what I've learned these last couple years. And like how to do it effectively.
Right. And I mean, being a catcher, it's a lot of responsibility. Just from the research I've done and the games I've seen, to make the analogy, it's like you guys are the point guards of softball. You guys have to see everything.
I'd say yes, but I have no idea about basketball. So I have no idea what a point guard does.
Right. So basically,
not a clue.
So let's go to school. So basically, you have to know the tendencies of both your teammates and the opposing team. You have to have this extreme chemistry with your pitcher, no matter what pitcher is on the plate. And you have to be able to see the entire field, and your anticipation has to be crazy. So, I mean...
That makes more sense now.
Yeah, right? So it seems like a position with a lot of pressure. How would you say that the demands for a catcher are different than the demands for a field player?
I think it's a lot more mental. I feel like even though you have a short time to react, like once a pitcher releases the ball and like then the ball gets into play or whatever, I mean, it's a lot of beforehand mental preparation, or like the mental side of the game of like, okay, well, if this happens here, then this needs to happen out there. And so it's like, I guess you're thinking multiple steps ahead, rather than just maybe like one or two. Because I mean, I remember being taught when I was like first starting, like always think like 2 plays ahead or anything like that. Like think a few minutes ahead, but like you're at least doubling it like when you're catching, because you're having to communicate with, like I communicate with Coach Ash and Zach, our pitching coaches, the entire time of like where the batter is standing in the box. While I'm doing that, I'm waiting for the pitch to come on my pitch comm while also watching my pitcher. And then obviously like the field, or if there's any runners on.
Right.
And then I also like to pay attention to the other team's coaches.
Okay.
I don't know. I just done it since I was little. Well, because when you're little, they don't really have like cool signs, but like the coaches like give things away sometimes. And I hope no other teams are listening. But I like pay attention to the other coaches because they'll give it away. Yeah. I mean, Coach Katie talks about it when like we're on the field of like if you say something out loud, like someone can hear you. So I'll watch and see what they're saying. Of like, are they going to wait for this pitch? Or is that team sitting this pitch? Or are they not? Like just figuring out like their like methods, I guess, by watching the coaches, I mean, will help me then. I'll like relay it, run back to the dugout, relay that information if I like catch on to anything. But
and this is all happening like
before a pitch,
right?
Before one pitch,
seconds,
yeah,
right before.
We only have like 20 seconds in between each pitch.
It's crazy.
So you're just like running through all the
options,
possible situations,
right? And then someone could try to steal a base.
No,
right. Oh my gosh, yeah. That is a lot of responsibility in that position. And I mean, what comes with that too is you and your pitcher have to have such a good connection. Can you talk about the relationship that you have with Sam, and why that's been so important to your team's success?
No, so Sam came in my freshman year at Charlotte, and she had just transferred in. We had no idea anything about her because she didn't really pitch that much when she was at state. Or at least I don't think she did.
Okay.
Because she was also a shortstop, but like the fall of that first year, she was in the outfield, the infield, and she was pitching.
Wow.
So I was like, I couldn't tell you what this girl is about to do when she steps on the mound. Right. Like, what is she going to do? But don't know, after all the bullpens and like one-on-ones and just like getting to know her as a person, I mean, she has the kindest heart. And so it was really easy to gravitate toward her. I mean, obviously I was already with her all the time anyways,
right,
catching her, but just even outside of the field, it was so easy to become friends with her. And so I guess just like kind of nurturing that relationship, like away from the field, made it even easier when we were on the field, because no matter what, I was supporting her. I knew she was supporting me and had my back. But then there was a time, even this last year, where she's like, I need you to tell me like if I'm doing this thing, like a physical thing. And I'm like, oh God, so you can add that to the list of things too. Like if a pitcher asks you, like, I want you to watch my shoulder. Like if you see my shoulder go this way.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, okay, like sometimes I see it, sometimes I don't. And I'm like, looks good. Looks great. But then like if I actually see it, then I'll tell them.
Right.
But she'll say it and I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to like tell Sam she's wrong. I was like, how am I going to do that?
But she wants you to.
Yeah. So then I had like a conversation with her. I was like, are you sure you really want me to like stop you or like tell you need to fix something? Because like who am I to like tell a pitcher something like that?
Right.
But we had like a serious but unserious conversation, and she's like, no, like I need you to kind of tell me that. And I was like, okay, that's all I needed to hear. So then now like throughout the year I would have like timeouts or anything, and I would just walk out to her and I'd say one word, turn around and walk back, and that was it. Of like her breath or something physical, something mental, and next pitch, boom, she fixed it. So it was okay.
That's awesome.
So I think just having the nice balance between like, okay, it's time to be serious and get the job done, do what you need to do, versus like, let's be playful and let's have some fun.
Right. But, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the relationship between you and a catcher, it's so interesting, and there's so many different styles of pitchers. I mean, how many do you rotate, would you say?
Last year we had 5. I think this year we have 7.
Man.
6 or 7. I'm not really sure.
Right. So, I mean, those are more people that you're going to have to learn their tendencies, build a rapport.
Going to be worse because we only have 2 returning pitchers.
Dang.
So
is Sam coming back?
She graduated.
Oh man.
But she'll be our GA. So
that's so exciting.
I said you can just do my laundry. We'll be good. And she's always telling me like, I'm not doing your laundry. And that's just an ongoing joke. I said it in the Gamecock Plus series too. I was like, she's just going to do my laundry now, and that's perfectly fine with me.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
But only 2 returning pitchers. So that's a lot. New faces, people.
Definitely.
Habits, like pitching styles.
Right.
To learn.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean, that's something that takes years to sharpen. And I mean, but it has to happen very quickly for you guys. I mean, these are the individual skills that you have to build those connections. I mean, you learn them fast. Yeah. But it can take a long time to build a rapport with someone. So it's definitely very impressive the way you can do your thing.
Thanks.
I want to go all the way back to where you started in the very beginning of your softball career. You said that you started off as a catcher. Was softball the first sport that you ever played?
Oh my gosh. Well, I wouldn't count like local rec cheer. Because like I didn't really like we didn't really do anything. You sit there and just wave some pom-poms around, and then you leave and you get cookies on the way out. But no, softball is really all I've ever done. My mom played softball, so I would go to like her slow pitch games because she always played slow pitch for fun at Pine Grove, and she kind of just like nudged me into that direction. I played like little boys t-ball. For a year and a half maybe, and then once I was like old enough to play girls coaches pitch, I went and did that, and then slowly went into travel ball where it was like kind of just around South Carolina, and then slowly broadened out to where then I was playing for a team in Georgia, and then I was playing for a team out of Tennessee. Dang. And then I ended playing with a team out of North Carolina.
Wow. But, so you're all over the place. We
traveled to California, Colorado.
My goodness.
Texas, Arizona, all these different places for tournaments and all.
Wow. But, and what made you want to be a catcher?
Oh my gosh. Well, okay, I tried a pitching lesson and catching lessons because like I wanted just to see, like my parents wanted me to see, and I wanted to see like what one I actually liked. And I did a pitching lesson, and I think I lasted 10 minutes. I couldn't throw the ball properly. I couldn't really figure it out. So definitely cut that one off the list really fast. But when I did my first catching lesson, she was like, it's really hard. Like, you're not going to get a lot of credit ever. Is this really something that you want to do? And I was like, yeah, like, I want the challenge. Like, I want to try it. And so then each lesson that I did, like, I just fell more and more in love with it, because it's like, oh, something new to learn, and to learn how to be really good at it and to be the best at it. And so, like, I liked succeeding because I was, like, working hard to succeed at those really hard things.
Right.
But I mean, there's just so many advantages. You get to see the field in a completely different way. I get to chit chat with the umpire. I love talking to my umpires.
Oh, yeah?
Oh my gosh, that's like one of my favorite things.
Really? What do y'all talk about?
Literally anything. I mean, we get like the same ones. Like, they're always rotating through.
So you're like friends with these guys.
Gosh.
You're like, oh,
for
Pete.
sure. Yeah,
right.
Because like there was a time, one of them from even Charlotte, we had him a couple times here, and his wife and his son would come to the games, and it got to the point where like my mom was talking with his wife and his son, and I'm like, we're like that.
That's
so we're good.
funny.
But I mean, that's kind of like expected of catchers, because like you want to have a good relationship with the umpire, because you can steal more strikes. But I don't know, you get to see the game from a whole different perspective. You're like kind of the brain behind a lot of the things that happen, of calling plays, calling pitches. I don't know, it's just a completely different side of the game. Right,
because I mean, not only is it physically demanding, but like you said before, like it's a mental game. Very much so. You have to be 2-3 steps ahead of everybody else. So I bet it is really interesting being able to see the field from that perspective. And I mean, now you have to establish a unique relationship with each of your field players, and understand them differently than anybody else do. So I think that's really cool. When during your upbringing did you realize that softball was something you wanted to pursue at the next level?
I'd say when I went from like the local travel ball to like the real, like the competitive travel ball, because I'm like seeing all these girls playing, because we would go and watch like the older teams before our games and things like that. I'm like, well, I want to be that good. Like, I want to be doing that good too. I want to go and play at the higher level, going to all the USC games. Like, I want to go and do that. So I think it just kind of, I don't know, it kind of got bigger over time of like how much I really wanted to do it. Right. There's always that little inkling of like, oh, am I serious about it? But like, as I got older and it got closer, I think is when I kind of had to like lock in and like actually work to get to that point.
Right, definitely. Yeah. No, I mean, the separation between local and the real travel ball, it's astounding. And then you're mixed in with these people who all have the same goals, so that just motivates you even further. Now, was South Carolina your dream school at the time? Because I saw somewhere that you were a Batgirl. How old were you when you started doing that?
I did the Batgirl once when I was 12 and once when I was 14. So that was like right at that time where it's like, okay, like you're getting a bit serious. When I was 12, that's when I was like starting to go out into like the more serious type of travel ball. And then obviously 14 is when you start doing like recruiting or like slowly like dipping your toes into it. But I was 12 and 14, and I was so excited to do it. My mom saw like a post on Facebook maybe, and she signed me up for it immediately. I got to go down in like their team room, and then I got to like walk down the stairs, go in their locker room, like do all their pregame stuff. They gave me a shirt that I was able to wear, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to wear it forever.
Right.
But no, it was my dream school. I obviously came to all softball games. We came to all sport games. I came to volleyball games with like my volleyball team at White Knoll. I don't know. It's just always been like a fairy tale type of thing. Like if everything worked out the perfect way, then it would work. Like I would be there. I would be wearing a Carolina uniform with cocky in the stands, like all this type of stuff. But yeah, it obviously didn't turn out that way, but
everything happens for a reason. Yeah, absolutely. So when did Charlotte start to enter the picture?
So for softball, you cannot start talking to coaches until like the September 1st of your junior year.
That changed. Yeah. Because I had a friend whose sister was on the team in 2018. That was a great season for them too. I think last year was like the best season y'all have had since that year. But my friend, she had been committed since like the 7th grade. It's crazy.
Because it changed when I was 16, maybe. So like maybe 14 or 15.
Right when you started to like hit that.
Right before I was getting close to it. So like everybody on my travel ball team were committing quickly before the rule had changed, and like I didn't want to.
Right,
like,
that's smart.
I don't know if I want to go to a random school that I know nothing about just because they offered me. Like I don't want to do that.
Right.
So me and my parents like had a serious conversation. I was like, okay, like I want to wait. So then September 1st, you get all the notifications, people texting you, calling, all that type of stuff, and I wasn't planning on making any type of decision anytime soon. I talked to USC and Charlotte. Coach Ash called, and that's kind of when it started to develop a little bit. Having conversations with her and Taylor White, who was the assistant at the time, and just getting familiar with their staff. It was during COVID, so you couldn't do any visits.
I bet that was really, really tough.
You couldn't do any face-to-face contact. They didn't even watch me play, like physically at all.
Wow.
They only recruited me through, we had this like video streaming service that got really big in COVID, and it's called like Athletes Go Live.
Okay.
It's very similar to like the
Huddle and stuff like that. Yeah.
Very similar to it, but like college coaches can tap in and like watch in on all your games. And like they had watched me a couple times through that, and then most of it was just like through word of mouth.
Wow.
Of like other coaches, other teams.
That's some faith right there.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
But never spoke to them face to face, and then we went and drove up on our own, me and my parents, to see the campus, the softball field, as much as we could of the facility, because obviously like we weren't supposed to be there. And then I went home, and then the next day I committed.
Yeah. So what was it about Charlotte? Like, what sold you?
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Like,
really?
The campus is gorgeous. I love like the bricks. I love the brick look, and like all of their buildings look the exact same. And my cousins, they all graduated from High Point University.
Okay, High Point's beautiful too.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And it's like, it gave me a similar vibe of like the bricks, the way that the buildings look the same, that they're all kind of in the same area. The softball field was great, but a lot of it was just because of the coaches, to be honest.
Coach Ash seems awesome.
She is. She's amazing.
Yeah. So what was your first impression of college softball? Was it an easy transition for you, or did you have like a welcome to college sports moment?
Oh, definitely. I think I was like 0 for 30.
Oh my gosh!
Starting out my freshman year, so let's just say I was not that happy.
It was the jitters. Right, we're just shaking off some rust.
That's what I like to tell myself.
Yeah,
but no, it was really hard. I went through a lot of personal things of like just having to leave home.
Yeah, it's hard.
I'm an only child, so
me too, girl.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I am so close with my parents.
Me too.
Like even just moving into my apartment right now was like a little bit tough for me, because I was like, I don't get to see my dog every day. But man, so close with them, so it was really hard for me to leave, even though it's not that far.
Right.
It still felt like really far for me. A lot of other personal things that we don't need to disclose, but like I just wasn't comfortable, like, which is expected.
Right.
Like I didn't know how to handle that, I guess.
Right. No one really prepares us to. Like, it just kind of hits you in the face when you're out on your own.
Yeah, and it's like class, lift, practice every single day. Like I obviously was not used to that type of a schedule. It was just really time consuming, physically demanding. But as I like just continued to like put my head down and keep working through it, it got a lot easier. My first hit was actually a home run. It was against ETSU.
Wow.
I remember it it was, I don't even know. I couldn't tell you the day, but I know it was a home run against ETSU, and that's all
crazy.
I remember.
Your first time at bat.
My first hit.
That's insane.
Our first game my freshman year was against USC. They came to us.
Wow.
And we won. And then I think we only played them once that year. But I think I just remember all of it. So I like get to like think back about it.
Right.
Where I'm like, now like, why was I so nervous? Like, why was I so worried?
Yeah.
But
no.
It was really difficult.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, definitely transitioning from high school to college is very difficult. And everyone responds to it differently. But, I mean, nonetheless, I'm looking at your stats, and you had 3 home runs in one game. That is insane.
No, that game was... There were so many rain delays that game. It was a doubleheader. It was on April 6th, and I remember it because it's my parents' anniversary. So I was
that's
like,
sweet.
oh my gosh, like this whole like breakout game happened, and like it was on the day of my parents' wedding anniversary. But no, that game was crazy. We had, I think, 3 rain delays where like we sat still like in the locker room for like maybe like an hour and a half. And then they're like, all right, we're starting in 30. So then Sam and I run out to go warm up, and then you just get ready to go again. But
wow. Yeah, that's something that I'm very grateful that we didn't have to deal with indoor sports, is those weather delays. That would frustrate me so bad, having to just sit there and wait something out.
It's no fun.
No, not at all. But then going into your sophomore year, I saw that you had a significant jump in your batting average. What would you say the difference between your freshman year and sophomore year was?
I'd say just getting more comfortable. Like I got way more comfortable with the schedule, obviously, because I just had more experience of it from the year before. I kind of knew what to expect going into season, not even just season, but even in the fall for preseason time too. I don't know. I just think I had a better grip of like what was going to happen or what could happen. So then it was easier for me to adjust like in the moment. I did really good defensively that year, and I think that helped me a lot.
You got Defensive Player of the Year?
Yeah, I did.
That's awesome.
Which, that was, like, insane. I broke my finger at the very end of my sophomore year.
Oh, my gosh.
And they announced it, I think, maybe a couple days after I broke my finger. And we were about to go to regionals, and I was, like, sobbing. Because I was like, I can't even, like, do anything about it now.
Right.
Like, I can't play at all.
Was it your catching hand or throwing hand?
It was my catching hand.
Oh, man.
I was diving into a base at the end. We were playing North Texas. It was, like, our last conference series at home. And I went to go dive into a base, and my finger, like, got stuck behind me.
Oh.
So then I looked like Spock. Like, my finger was, like, stuck like that.
Wow.
Because this one just completely broke. But
jeez,
all's okay. Didn't need surgery or anything.
Dang.
The ER doctor, like, popped it right back in or whatever. But anyways, let me log back in. It was, like, it gave me more confidence. Like, okay, like, maybe I can do this. Even though it was strictly, like, on the defensive side. Like, I got all those accolades and awards. But, I mean, as you know, like, if one part of your game is, like, you feel confident and you feel strong in, like, it'll slowly trickle into the other parts of your game.
Right.
So I think that definitely gave me some support on the offensive side. So I think that just, it led right into it for me.
Right, definitely. Yeah. And it sounds like you had some good momentum ending that season. And then what was it like when Coach Ash told you that she was going to South Carolina? Was she like, I'm going to South Carolina and I want you to come with me? Like, how did it go?
Well, actually, we didn't know, like, that it was going to happen right away, that, like, she was going to take the job. What I saw first was that USC's coaches were let go, or, like, no longer coaching the team. And I think I was going into the grocery store, and my jaw hit the floor. I panicked. I called my mom, and I told her. Then I FaceTimed Ari. And I was like, Ari, I was like, it's going to happen. Because the year before, there were rumors that Coach Ash was going to leave and go to a different school. And it didn't happen. So we're like, it's never going to happen. Why would she leave Charlotte? She loves it here. Her husband's here. Like, why would she want to leave? And then we were like, oh my gosh, like, it can actually happen now.
That's
and then
so
you
crazy.
see all of the Twitter blogs, and, like, the softball Twitter blogs is insane. There's so many of them.
Really?
And the rumor mill
is huge. Women's basketball is crazy too. Like, it's on another level. So I gotta tap into the softball blogs.
No, it's insane. And they were talking about, like, Ashley Chastain is the #1 pick for this job. And we're like, okay, well, we'll have to wait and see. So then she had announced it to our team. And then it's like, okay, well, do you want to transfer? Or, like, decisions within my family, and, like, each of us making our own decisions. If you want to try and transfer, and maybe you'll get asked to come, maybe you'll get picked up by somebody else, or do you just stay at Charlotte and, like, see what happens? And so obviously I picked to transfer immediately. I was like,
are you kidding?
Why wouldn't they want me to come too, you know? So I was like, I'm just going to put all my faith into this. I went to the transfer portal and then obviously got picked up here. I was at Carolina Wings.
No way.
The one and only, right in Red Bank.
Only right.
Exactly. And I'm like eating dinner with my parents and my boyfriend, and she called, and I was sobbing. I was like waiting for her phone call for the last like 2 days, and like I would always keep my phone facing up, and I don't normally do that just so I don't have to like look at my phone. But like every time my phone buzzed, I'm like leaning over. I'm like,
right,
yeah,
coach. Right.
But when she did call, I like walked outside and I just started sobbing because it was like all of my answered prayers like coming to fruition. Like everything was happening the way that I had wanted it to from when I was a little girl, because we kind of talked about that a little earlier. And I don't know, it was just all falling into place.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. That is incredible. Mm-hmm. And I mean, not only are you just getting to play at your dream school, but also your dream coach. Like, she seems incredible. Mm-hmm. And you get to play alongside your teammates that you had gone through 2 years of college with already. Like,
it's like even last year, like Emily Vinson, I played softball with her when I was 9.
What?
Like 9 and 10.
Wow, because you went to Longwood, right?
Yeah, and before that, she was at Lugoff.
Okay.
And so I knew her all growing up. Neely Lamb, I caught her pitching lessons all through high school. What? So it's like everything was kind of just like coming together.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
That is awesome. Yeah. What did it feel like to put on that jersey for the first time?
I didn't know what to expect. Like everyone asked like in the fall. I was like, it's not going to feel real until like the first game. Mm-hmm. And that was so true. Like, I did not know how it was going to feel until that first game against, like, Virginia last year. My heart was racing. They played the intro video before our game, and just, like, the music was suspenseful, so it made it even worse.
Right, and then seeing your face
literally
in that jersey, you look around, you're at Beckham Field, like, the very place that you grew up going to.
It felt so surreal.
Yeah.
And, like, seeing my parents in the stands, like, it was just amazing.
That is incredible. That it is amazing. And I mean, going into that season too, the team itself is coming off of a couple of not so successful seasons. So what were some of your goals going into that season? What was Coach Ash telling you guys in anticipation for your season last year? Yeah,
I mean, the fall we prepped a lot, obviously physically, like you do all the training, all the working out. But we also did a lot of like building, like team building, mental game stuff on our own with groups of people, so like me and pitchers and the people who you play beside most of the time. So I think a lot of it was just learning how to like work together, to bounce off of one another, to help one another. Like a lot of things that you think just like come naturally, like they don't just come naturally. I bet you could go to any other team and like they don't really spend time working on it, so then it's not as successful.
Right.
Or like their teams don't work as well together because like they didn't actually work on it, but like we did. Right. And I think that obviously showed as we got to the games and through season. We talked a lot about like being vulnerable with one another and like just being honest with one another, because it seems so silly and it's like, yeah, I'm vulnerable, yeah, I'm honest, but it's like, are you truly though?
Right. And
like,
it's still a practice.
Yeah. And we read a book as a team. They always have us read like one book in the fall, which it's usually they know we're not big readers sometimes, so it's like very low demand, but you get a lot out of it if like you actually pay attention to it and like buy into the process, buy into the culture and all that type of stuff. 'Cause, I mean, it's trying to set us up for the best results and just the best experience that we can have. Right. So I think that was the goal, was to kind of work on that front, and like physical stuff it'll fluctuate. Yeah. Like you may have a really good day hitting one day, but a really bad day hitting the next. But if you're like a good person and a good teammate, like it'll come back. It's not that big of a deal. Right. Absolutely. Like, yeah. That's definitely a word. And like you said, because you were talking about buy-in, and it was basically like two teams joining together into one, because you have the remaining players from South Carolina that previous year, and then how many players came with you from Charlotte? We had 6 from Charlotte. Right. And then 7, freshmen. Yeah, 7 from the returning team. Then I think we had 4 freshmen. Right. And then there was an additional 3 people who had transferred from other schools.
Right. So that's just a mix of a bunch of different people trying to build chemistry between that. So I think, like you said, building those connections and that chemistry and rapport outside of softball is so vital to the chemistry that you're going to have on the field.
Now, don't get me wrong. Like, we did not spend, like, every second with each other all the time. We're constantly doing these, like, team building exercises by going to get frozen yogurt together every single night, or like things like that. It was just like minor things like throughout the day, because we always talked about like making people feel seen, or like just like saying hello to people, like recognizing the others. Like little details like that like made a big difference, to where like we didn't have to do like these big things or these big gestures.
Right.
Just say hello when you see them walking around the horseshoe, or like literally anything at all.
Yeah, no, it definitely does make a difference, and it builds up, and it leads to success. And I think, and definitely having that sort of relationship with your teammates outside of the field is so important for what you're going to bring on. Yeah. Is there a moment last year that stands out to you the most?
Of just in general, or
it can be just softball or team chemistry, whatever you want it to be.
Well, I would say, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the games at the beginning kind of like went over my head a little bit, because I feel like it just happened so fast. Like us going like the 20-0 and all that, I feel like that happened in like a week, even though it really didn't.
Right.
It felt like so fast, like lightning fast. I guess you could say like favorite memories are obviously like the success stories. Like I loved after we won regionals and like we all went up to the stands. We had like all of our friends and family and the fans stayed after we were done with like our pictures and all, because it was like the big like not record breaking win, but like back from that 2018 team, so it was like a big deal. We got to go up to the stands and like see all of our families, see all of our parents.
That's awesome.
So I loved that just as like a whole.
Yeah.
It's like getting to go and hug my mom and my dad up at the top, and then my boyfriend up there, and then all the girls, and we're all taking like big group pictures and like all big group hugs. I don't know. We did a Christmas party, like just the players.
That's cute.
So we did like a white elephant type of thing, or no, Secret Santa. I always get this mixed up.
Me too.
The Secret Santa one, where like you know who you're getting a gift for. Yeah, Secret Santa.
Yes.
We did Secret Santa, but we just did it at one of the girls' houses. 3 girls lived in one house, so we would all gather there. I think that was a good one, because I mean, it was right before everybody left and went home. It was kind of like the last hurrah for the fall, and then it was right on to it right when we got back from January.
Yeah, you guys really did have such an incredible season last year. How did the ending of your season last year set the tone for this upcoming season? Because I know that was a heartbreaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, to say the least.
I think I've said it before, because people always be like, God, you were like 1 out away. Like, I know, I was there. Thanks, sir. Thank you. Like, just random people. But I feel like kind of thinking like the job's not finished may seem corny, but I feel like using that to kind of like fire us, either if it's individually, if it's as a whole. Just that mindset of like, just because like we got somewhere, that doesn't mean it's done. Like we have to keep going, and I feel like that's kind of where we missed the mark last year.
Yeah.
Because I said it on that Gamecock Plus thing, like we all were ready to celebrate the super regional win and celebrate going to Oklahoma for the first time in a long time. Like we were all imagining it, and like you'd be lying if you said that like we weren't.
Right.
Because I was too. Like we all thought about it, having that same like celebratory like win with our parents up at the top, and it'd be even a bigger deal than it was like the week before.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it turned around and bit us in the butt a little bit, because obviously we were like 1 pitch away.
Right.
And I mean, that's just how the cards fell. That's the plan that was made for us ahead of time. And I think us knowing that no matter what comes our way, no matter what we succeed in or what we fail in, like, there's still more to accomplish and, like, there's still more to do. Mm-hmm. That, like, to not settle for what we have done.
Absolutely. Right. No, absolutely. I hear what you're saying.
I feel like I just kind of, like, dropped a bar a little bit.
No, you did. No, and I mean, now you have that taste in your mouth. You know what it feels like to be that close to something and know that you could have done something different to meet that goal. So you learn from your mistakes. Like, everything is an opportunity to learn. And going into this year, you guys are going to remember that feeling, and I know you're not going to want to feel it again. No. I know you guys haven't really started training with each other yet, but how does this team right now look different than last year?
I'd say a lot of it's kind of similar. I mean, we have only 9 returning, 10 transfers, and 4 freshmen right now. So obviously a lot of new faces. So I feel like a lot of the focus is going to be on that same stuff that we focused on last year. And I mean, obviously, I think we kind of have like a blueprint for it since we did it last year.
Right.
And now things may change here or there. It's not going to be the exact same. It's not going to end up the exact same way either. But we have a strong framework to use. I think talent-wise, I think we have a lot of good players all around, both in their positions, offensively, and just athletes in general. So I think that's gonna really help us and, like, propel us forward. And I don't know, they're also just a good group of girls. I mean, luckily I was able to be on, like, all of their visits. So, like, I was able to drive Precious around. I'm like, girl, you're already around here. So, like, I don't have to show you.
Like,
but
you know where you're.
Right. So this is just for us to have, like, one-on-one time type of thing. So me and Carly Shelton, we got to do that. And just getting to meet them initially. And then, like, now with them, everybody moving in and kind of just helping everybody get adjusted to Columbia and all that. It's just a really good group of girls.
That's awesome.
So I think that helps.
Yeah.
Also.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really excited to see your season this year. I know you're excited to get back out there on the field and start working. But before we end our episode, I have 2 more questions for you. The first question is, what is the best piece of advice you've ever received, or what is a piece of advice you'd like to share?
I feel like it's not, like, one specific sentence, but, like, the best advice that I've received is to be, like, grateful and joyful for what you have. I know that sounds so basic.
No, it's
like,
not.
My parents talk about it all the time. And joy is, like, a really big word to me. I mean, it's my middle name, so, like, I guess that kind of helps a little bit. But just to truly be joyful, and, like, obviously with this year, it's gonna be hard, of, like, it being a lot of lasts and that type of, like, final chapter mindset is gonna be around a lot. So I think choosing to find the joy into it, like, in the season of, like, oh my gosh, like, I got to do all of this for such a long time at a high level, and being grateful for the opportunity to even be here and to finish my season or my career here, I guess. And, like, I don't know, so I guess to be joyful, or to choose joy and to be grateful. And I think advice I'd give.
Oh, you don't have to answer both, but you can.
Oh God, this is nerve-wracking. I feel like that's the same, like, I'd say the same thing.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
I feel like it's for both. Because, I mean, if I wish that I was able to think that, like, my freshman and sophomore year.
Right.
Or that I would have actually bought into that my freshman and sophomore year. Because I feel like then I wouldn't have had to deal with the harder times my first year.
Right.
And I would have been able to be like, oh my gosh, I get to do this great thing that a lot of people wish they could be doing right now. But instead I was like, oh my God, like, this is awful. I can't wait to go home. And, like, I was, like, ready for it to be over.
Yeah.
Like, now I don't want it to end. So I feel like just realizing that there is joy in it without it always being, like, a sad thing.
Definitely. And I mean, a lot of it is also just a shift from I have to I get mindset. So even when you're at a low point, like, you can just kind of remind yourself, like, this is where I've always wanted to be. It's not always going to be pretty, and I think that that's something that we all have acceptance of as athletes and just people in general. But it's very important for us to just come back to our why and what made us fall in love with this thing in the first place, and that can kind of take us out of a mindset. But it's also just a practice at the same time. Like, even when we know these things, we're still human, and we're going to get taken out of our element, and we're going to feel uncomfortable, even if we're doing exactly what we sought out to do. So I think that it is a choice and a practice to have gratitude and choose joy in the moments where you might not be completely in that.
And I think like it's such a simple thing that it could be like overlooked, and I definitely had overlooked it for so long. But I think like last year, and just the way that everything laid out for me, the way it did, like it made me realize that like I haven't really spent time like focusing on it and practicing it and like getting better at actually doing that. And so I don't know, I think if I would have been able to actually do that sooner, then it wouldn't have taken me this long to realize that like I kind of need to do that. It's like times during last year I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm ready to go home, like I'm ready to lay down and not do anything. I would try and like look at something different and be like, you know what, like I would have done anything to be inside of this locker room right now, like a couple years ago, literally just a couple years ago, not even when I was a little girl. Or then I would look at pictures from when I was a little girl and kind of just see like this is where I wanted to be for so long. So it's like, why am I not in a good mood? Like I want to be in a good mood when I'm there. And then I think a lot of recently with doing all the lessons and all that type of stuff, like I never knew that like now I am the one that like the younger girls are like looking up to. And this is like a sidetrack a little bit, but when I was younger, I obviously went to the games and I would get them always to sign a ball.
That's cute.
I always did it. Last month, I think, we were cleaning out the house, cleaning out the garage, and I found a tub of softballs, which I just thought were just leftover softballs in the garage. And I found all the balls that they had signed. Oh, man. And like the smaller balls, so it's like you knew I was in 10U at that time, so they were the smaller ones. And I found all of them, and I found the one that I always like resort back to or remember. A girl wrote "Dream Big" with like a smiley face and then signed it.
That's really sweet.
And I'm like, I always think about it, and then I found the ball, and I was like, oh my gosh, like it really happened the way I wanted it to. So like now, like when I interact with other people or anything, I think the same thing of like, why am I upset about something when these little girls are dreaming of being here one day? It's like, why not enjoy it while I can? No, that's very tender, and it's not at all to diminish how you're feeling when you're feeling low, because everyone's going to hit that moment, but it's just a good reminder to pull you back, and to give you a bit of security and reassurance that you are doing exactly what you sought out to do, even if it's not always comfortable. So I love that. Now, the second question is, if you weren't a softball player, what would you be doing? I'd like to say, sometimes I always like to ask like if people think I'd be in like a sorority, and it's always no. So I don't think that's my answer.
Thank God.
No, for real. Because like right now in Columbia,
they're rushing right now.
So I tried to go to Starbucks the other day, and I was so upset. So then I turned around and I went to the one on Rosewood instead, because I was like, I'm not waiting in this line. Like I'm not waiting. I'm not parking my car, getting out to wait 30 minutes for a coffee. So I turned around and went to the other one.
One of my favorite things about Columbia is it'll be like rainy season in the middle of summer, and you'll just see like a colony of girls in stilettos like just walking uphill in downpour of rain.
Like especially this week too, with how rainy it is.
Oh my God.
Like,
and they just keep on trucking
with an umbrella in a hand and then that portable fan in the other, just like walking around. I'm like y'all
should have played sports. You're tough. Like
I couldn't be doing that. I don't know. I've always wanted to be like a teacher, so maybe like I'd be teaching in a school somewhere, or like a head start on my life, I guess, because like everybody now is like graduating from college already, or have already graduated, getting married, buying a house. I'm like,
in this economy,
I'm good. I'm good.
Honestly,
I'll live at home. I'll live at home. That's fine with me. But no, I think I'd be a teacher.
Cool.
Truly.
Yeah.
I can't do nurse stuff.
Me neither.
When
I've
I
never
was
been
younger,
able to do
I
blood.
wanted to be a nurse, but I could never do that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
No.
So probably a teacher.
I like that. I could see you as a teacher for sure. This is our for the first time we've ever met. I'm like, yeah, totally, girl.
That looks right.
Right. Well, that's awesome. And I hope one day you get an opportunity to do these things that you love so much outside of softball. Maybe life will bring you back into softball somehow, some way. But it seems like for you, everything works out the way it's meant to. So, yeah, I wish you the best.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for being on the show. I'm really excited to watch your season this year.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
Yes.
Cool.